Harry Potter lived a normal life, or so he thought. Every morning, he would wake up to the same dull routine. The sun would rise, casting a pale light through the small window of his cupboard under the stairs, and Harry would get up, ready to face another day of chores and neglect. His life was a monotonous cycle of cleaning, cooking, and trying to stay out of the way of his Aunt Petunia, Uncle Vernon, and their spoiled son, Dudley. He lived with his mean Aunt Petunia, Uncle Vernon, and their spoiled son, Dudley. Aunt Petunia was always quick to criticize, her sharp voice echoing through the house. Uncle Vernon, with his booming voice and stern demeanor, made sure Harry knew he was not welcome. Dudley, on the other hand, was a constant source of torment, always finding new ways to make Harry's life miserable. They weren't nice to Harry. In fact, they went out of their way to make him feel like an outsider. Harry often found himself alone, ignored, and unloved. He would watch from the sidelines as Dudley was showered with gifts and affection, wondering why he was treated so differently. He slept in a small cupboard under the stairs. This cramped, dark space was his only refuge, a place where he could escape from the harsh reality of his life. The cupboard was filled with spiders and dust, but to Harry, it was home. He would lie on his thin mattress, staring at the ceiling, dreaming of a better life. He wore Dudley's old, hand-me-down clothes. These oversized garments hung off his small frame, making him look even more out of place. The clothes were often torn and stained, a stark contrast to Dudley's brand-new outfits. Harry didn't mind much, though. He had grown used to being the odd one out. They never even celebrated his birthday. Each year, his birthday would pass by unnoticed, just another day in his bleak existence. While Dudley had grand parties with friends and mountains of presents, Harry's birthday was a lonely affair. He would sit quietly, wishing for someone to remember, but no one ever did. Life at number 4, Privet Drive, was boring and sad. The house was neat and tidy, a picture of suburban normalcy. But for Harry, it was a place of confinement. He would often gaze out the window, watching other children play, longing for a sense of freedom and belonging. Harry wished for something exciting, a little bit of magic in his normal world. At night, he would lie awake, staring at the stars, imagining a life filled with adventure and wonder. He dreamed of a world where he was special, where he belonged. Little did he know his wishes were about to come true in the most extraordinary way. He didn't know magic was very close, waiting to surprise him. Strange things often happened around Harry, things he couldn't explain. Objects would move on their own, and sometimes when he was particularly upset, odd occurrences would take place. These moments were fleeting, but they gave Harry a glimmer of hope, a sense that there was something more to his life. The Dursleys didn't like anything strange. They prided themselves on being perfectly normal, thank you very much. Anything out of the ordinary was met with suspicion and disdain. They went to great lengths to maintain their facade of normalcy, even if it meant suppressing the truth about Harry's past. They were scared of anything different. The mere mention of magic would send them into a panic. They lived in constant fear that someone would discover the truth about Harry, that their carefully constructed world would come crashing down. This fear drove them to treat Harry even more harshly, hoping to squash any hint of his true nature. They tried to hide any magic around their nephew. Letters and strange visitors were quickly dismissed, and any unusual occurrences were blamed on Harry's imagination. They wanted to keep him in the dark, to ensure he never discovered who he really was. But despite their efforts, magic has a way of revealing itself. But magic always finds a way. No matter how hard the Dursleys tried to suppress it, magic seeped into Harry's life. It was in the air he breathed, in the very fabric of his being. It was only a matter of time before the truth would come to light, and Harry would discover his true identity. It was only a matter of time before Harry found out who he really was. The day was fast approaching, when Harry would step out of the shadows and into a world of magic and wonder. His mundane beginnings were just the prologue to an incredible journey that would change his life forever. It all started with letters. Letters for Harry. At first, they seemed like ordinary letters, but there was something peculiar about them. They were addressed to Harry in the cupboard under the stairs, a place no one outside the house should have known about. The letters had a strange seal, a wax emblem with a crest that Harry had never seen before. Each day, more letters arrived, and each one was more insistent than the last. They came from a magical school called Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. This was no ordinary school. It was a place where young witches and wizards learned to harness their magical abilities. The castle stood tall and majestic, shrouded in mist and mystery, a beacon of magic in a world that Harry had never known existed. The Dursleys were very upset. Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia, who had always prided themselves on being perfectly normal, thank you very much, could not stand the idea of magic. They were determined to keep Harry from learning the truth about his heritage. They shouted, they argued, and they did everything in their power to stop the letters from reaching Harry. They tried to hide the letters, but more and more kept coming. No matter how many they burned, shredded, or locked away, the letters found their way into the house. They came through the chimney, slipped under the door, and even appeared inside eggshells. It was as if the letters had a mind of their own, determined to reach Harry no matter what. Then on Harry's 11th birthday, a giant man named Hagrid showed up. Hagrid worked at Hogwarts. He was a towering figure with a wild beard and kind eyes. He brought with him a letter, but this time it was handed directly to Harry. Hagrid explained that he was the keeper of keys and grounds at Hogwarts, and he had come to deliver Harry's acceptance letter in person. He told Harry the truth. Harry was a wizard. This revelation was both shocking and exhilarating for Harry. He had always felt different, but now he knew why. Hagrid explained that Harry's parents had been powerful wizards, and that Harry had inherited their magical abilities. The world of magic was now open to him, and his life would never be the same. His mum and dad were magical too. They had been well known and respected in the wizarding world. Harry learned that his parents had died protecting him from a dark wizard named Voldemort. This dark wizard had tried to kill Harry as a baby, but the spell had backfired, leaving Harry with a lightning-shaped scar on his forehead and making him famous in the magical community. The Dursleys had kept this a secret. They had always known about Harry's magical heritage, but had chosen to hide it from him out of fear and prejudice. They hoped that by keeping him in the dark, they could prevent him from becoming a wizard. But now, the truth was out, and there was no going back. Hagrid took Harry to Diagon Alley, a secret street full of magic. This bustling marketplace was hidden from the non-magical world, and it was filled with shops selling all sorts of magical items. Harry saw cauldrons, spellbooks, and enchanted creatures. It was a place of wonder and excitement, and Harry could hardly believe his eyes. Harry saw the wizarding world for the first time. It was a world where anything seemed possible, where magic was real and tangible. He felt a sense of belonging that he had never felt before. The sights, sounds, and smells of Diagon Alley were overwhelming, but in the best possible way. Harry knew that he was about to embark on an incredible adventure. He got his very own wand, a special tool for magic. At Ollivander's, the famous wand shop, Harry was chosen by a wand made of holly and phoenix feather. Mr. Ollivander, the shopkeeper, explained that the wand had a twin, and that twin had belonged to Voldemort. This connection made Harry's wand even more special and significant. He learned about his parents and their amazing story. Hagrid and others in the wizarding world told Harry about the bravery and love of his parents. They had been part of a group called the Order of the Phoenix, which fought against Voldemort and his followers. Harry felt a deep sense of pride and connection to his parents, knowing that they had been heroes. Finally, he felt like he belonged. For the first time in his life, Harry was surrounded by people who understood him and accepted him for who he was. He made friends who shared his excitement and curiosity about magic. The wizarding world was a place where he could be himself, and he felt a sense of happiness and fulfillment that he had never known before. Harry's normal world disappeared as he started his magical journey. Leaving the Dursleys behind, Harry stepped into a new life filled with wonder and possibility. He was no longer just a boy living in a cupboard under the stairs. He was a wizard, ready to explore the magical world and discover his true potential. The adventure of a lifetime was just beginning. Going to Hogwarts was like a dream. For Harry, it was the beginning of a new chapter, a world filled with magic and wonder that he had never known existed. The moment he saw the towering spires of the castle against the backdrop of a starry night sky, he knew his life was about to change forever. The castle stood majestically, its ancient walls whispering secrets of centuries past, and its windows glowing with the promise of adventure. The castle was huge and amazing. It was a labyrinth of corridors and rooms, each more fascinating than the last. The architecture was intricate, with towers and turrets that seemed to touch the sky. Every corner of Hogwarts held a new mystery, a new story waiting to be discovered. The grandeur of the castle was awe-inspiring, and Harry felt a sense of belonging he had never felt before. It had staircases that moved, pictures that talked, and friendly ghosts. The staircases were a marvel, shifting and changing direction, leading to new and unexpected places. The portraits on the walls were alive, their inhabitants chatting and moving from frame to frame. Ghosts roamed the halls, each with their own stories and personalities. It was a place where the impossible became possible, and every day brought new surprises. Harry met other young witches and wizards. He quickly made friends with Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, who would become his closest companions. Together, they navigated the challenges and wonders of their new world. The camaraderie among the students was palpable, and Harry felt a sense of community and friendship that he had never experienced before. He learned about magic spells, potions, and magical animals. Classes at Hogwarts were unlike anything Harry had ever known. He studied under the guidance of wise and experienced professors, learning to cast spells, brew potions, and care for magical creatures. Each lesson was an adventure, filled with wonder and excitement. The knowledge he gained was not just academic, it was practical and magical, opening his eyes to the endless possibilities of the wizarding world. A special hat, the sorting hat, put Harry in Gryffindor. The sorting hat ceremony was a momentous occasion, filled with anticipation and excitement. As the hat was placed on his head, it deliberated for a moment before declaring him a Gryffindor. This house was known for its bravery, courage, and determination. Harry felt a surge of pride and a sense of destiny as he joined the ranks of Gryffindor. This group valued bravery, kindness, and never giving up. The Gryffindor house was more than just a place to live. It was a family. The students supported each other, celebrated each other's successes, and stood together in the face of challenges. Harry found role models in older students and formed bonds with his peers that would last a lifetime. The values of Gryffindor resonated deeply with him, and he strived to embody them in everything he did. His parents were in Gryffindor too. This connection to his parents made his placement in Gryffindor even more meaningful. He felt a deep sense of connection to his family's legacy and a desire to honor their memory. Knowing that he was walking the same halls and facing the same challenges as his parents filled him with a sense of purpose and belonging. Harry was proud to be a Gryffindor. He wore his house colors with pride, feeling a sense of identity and belonging that he had never known before. The red and gold of Gryffindor became a symbol of his courage and determination. He embraced the challenges and opportunities that came his way, always striving to live up to the values of his house. He was ready for anything. The magical world was full of dangers and mysteries, but Harry faced them with courage and determination. He knew that he had the support of his friends and the strength of his house behind him. Every challenge was an opportunity to grow and learn, and Harry embraced them all with an open heart and a fearless spirit. Hogwarts became Harry's real home. It was a place where he felt safe, loved, and accepted. The castle's walls held the warmth of friendship and the promise of adventure. For Harry, Hogwarts was not just a school, it was a sanctuary, a place where he could be himself and explore the depths of his potential. It was a place of magic, learning, and new friends. The bonds he formed with his classmates were strong and enduring. Together, they faced the challenges of their magical education, supporting and encouraging each other along the way. The friendships he made at Hogwarts were some of the most important of his life, providing him with a sense of community and belonging. He was great in his classes, especially charms and defense against the dark arts. Harry discovered a natural talent for magic, excelling in his studies and impressing his professors. His skills in charms and defense against the dark arts were particularly notable, earning him respect and admiration from his peers. He worked hard, always striving to improve and learn more about the magical world. Every day was an adventure. The magical world was full of surprises and wonders, and Harry embraced them all with enthusiasm and curiosity. From exploring hidden passages to discovering new spells, every day at Hogwarts was filled with excitement and discovery. Harry's journey was just beginning, and he was eager to see where it would take him. Harry was finally living the life he was meant to. He had found his place in the world, a place where he could be himself and pursue his dreams. The magical world of Hogwarts was his home, and he was ready to face whatever challenges and adventures lay ahead. With his friends by his side and the support of his house, Harry knew that he could achieve anything he set his mind to. At Hogwarts, Harry made two best friends, Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger. Ron, who was funny and kind, became Harry's best pal. He loved adventures just like Harry. Hermione, who was super smart, helped them make good decisions. She got them out of trouble with her quick thinking. Together, the three friends faced many challenges. They explored secret places. They met dangerous creatures. They even played a magical sport called Quidditch on flying broomsticks. Their friendship grew stronger with every adventure. They learned to help each other. They celebrated their wins together. They helped each other when things were hard. Harry learned that having good friends was the best magic of all. As Harry learned more about Hogwarts, he also learned secrets about his parents, Lily and James Potter. They were amazing wizards, loved by everyone, but sadly killed by an evil wizard named Voldemort. Voldemort was a scary name that everyone whispered about. Harry learned that his parents died protecting him when he was a baby. Voldemort gave Harry his scar, a lightning bolt shape that reminded him of his parents' bravery. The more Harry learned about his mum and dad, the more he wanted to make them proud. He felt them watching over him, their love protecting him from the darkness. He promised to be brave, just like them. He would fight against bad things, just like they did.